So we've already talked about the 4-ball fountain, synchronous and async. Review, this is the async fountain, and this is the sync. Now, some of the other more interesting 4-ball patterns include columns, Wimpy, async columns, all of these things. Now, we're going to talk about columns first. So the fountain pattern, if you remember, each ball crosses over, moves in a little circle like this. When you go into columns, the ball just goes straight up and down in columns, like that. Pretty easy to understand, but the switch between them is pretty cool. If you realize, here's what a fountain looks like, and here's what columns look like. Very different visual appeal, very different pattern. Now, just like you can do a fountain, sync and async, you can do columns, sync and async. So there was async, you do it synchronous like this. This is often called splits, since the two patterns split each other. Now, another very common pattern is throwing unison, but also crossing. So this is usually called Wimpy, because when you move into higher even number patterns, it's easier to throw across than to the same hand. What I mean by that is just like this, but instead of each ball going to the same hand, they're going to cross and just barely miss in the middle. Now, doing it repeatedly, it's kind of a strange looking pattern, but it's very common to do just one run of lat. So you're in your synchronous fountain, throw one cross and back out. Whoop, clean that up. Again, one cross, back out. These are all good patterns to know and will help you when you start working on more advanced patterns.